Good evening, everybody. My name is Heather Aston, and this channel is Titi's Trinkets and Treasures. I hope a lot of you recognize me from Campbell Creations. I have been the moderator and partner with Amy Campbell for a few months now. And we have a Facebook community called Campbell Creators, which I hope you will all join us there because it's a lot of fun. It's a great group, very supportive. I'm very careful about who is in the group. So if you're not already a member and you want to be a member, just please make sure that you answer the membership questions. Otherwise, you'll get a denial message from me asking you to reapply and to answer the questions at that point in time. We do that to keep spam accounts out of that group. We don't want anybody in there that is not a member of the group legitimately that wants to learn about jewelry and crafting. This is more of a crafting situation, but I hope that I get to have a lot of fun with you guys and work with you guys and teach you some new things. I put up some macrame projects that I did in the group a while back. And when I did, I started getting a lot of questions and people asking me if I could show them how to do that and stuff like that. And I decided it would be better to keep the jewelry stuff over there. And not that I won't be making jewelry because I absolutely will. I love it. But I do crochet, I macrame, I make jewelry. I do several different things. So I'm just excited to get to broaden the scope of what it is that I do when we get together. So tonight I'm going to do a necklace, but before I do that, I got some amazing friend mail yesterday from my good friend Brandy Corliss, who has a channel here called Brandy Michelle. So definitely go check her out. She's great. And I thought that I would share that first. But before we get there, I just want to dedicate tonight to a very special friend of mine that passed away yesterday, and that is Sheila Hutchinson. She was an amazing woman who was such a bright light in the very short time that I had her in my life. When her husband told me that they were putting her on comfort care and the doctors didn't expect that it would take long for her to pass, and asked me to be the one to let the group know, I went to go through and pull out some of her posts so that I could share them with the group. And I was blown away because in between every single one of her posts, there would be 30 or 40 posts from other people that she would comment on in between. And then she'd put up a post, and then she would comment and encourage people when people were down, when they couldn't figure something out, when they needed an idea, when they just needed a, hey, you're great, keep it up. She was there. And so that's what I wanted Campbell Creators to be. That's what I wanted that Facebook community to be. It's what I would hope any Facebook community that I'm a part of would be. So I just want to dedicate tonight to her. She is an amazing woman. She was very encouraging of me. She told me I could do this, even when I didn't even want to go on camera, like on YouTube, whatever. I did videos on Facebook in the Campbell Creators group, but to go on Facebook where everybody can see it is a whole other thing. I will let you know, I'm a little overwhelmed by the editing, so I'm going to do the video as if it is a live video, and the majority of my videos probably will be live. So in fact, I'm going to do one tomorrow live, and I'm going to show a project that with this like little macrame mirror or ring. But the good thing about it is that you could literally take it and do the exact same project and just take it from this, I think it's a 5-inch ring or maybe a 4-inch ring, and move it down to a 2 or 3-inch ring and use it for a pendant, take it down to a 1-inch ring and just used 1mm knotting cord, and you got a pair of earrings. You could use 0.5mm leather and make some adorable boho earrings. And so because it's a little tricky to like show how to do those kind of things on that small of a scale, what I will likely do is I will make a pair of earrings, and I will show you, but then I will make the project on a bigger ring like this so that you guys will be able to see what it is that I'm doing. And then you can scale it down for your project, for a pair of earrings, for a pendant, for whatever, or keep it the same size and use it as a wall hanging. For example, this one's crocheted, but something similar. So if you had different sizes of these, say this one was 8 inches and this one was 6, and maybe you had one up here that was 4 inches, and then you just put a very simple framed mirror in like in the same like inner circle of it, it would be beautiful. And it's not a lot of work to make these wall hangings. It's really not. I know that these are crocheted, and I'm not sure if I will demonstrate crochet. I may. It would just depend on obviously what you guys think. So let me know if that's something that you would be interested in doing. But I'm going to start by sharing some friend mail from Brandy, show you guys all what she sent me because it was amazing. And then I'm going to do a simple strung necklace with you guys. I saw this strand of Amazonite beads. If you saw my last video over on Campbell Creations, I did an unboxing with Thunderhorn Descendants. And as soon as I saw this one pendant on this strand, and I had gotten 3 strands of pendants, I was blown away and I knew that I was going to do it. So hold on just 1 second and we'll go down to the mat and I'll show you what I have. All right, here we go. I do want to say one quick thing though. She had this package so beautifully, and I unboxed it. I went through it with the video, everything else, and then I went to say that I was going to make something with it, and I got stuck on a design with these other pieces. And so then it wasn't cohesive anymore, and I was going to keep the initial part of the video where I was unboxing, and I accidentally erased it. So her beautiful packaging is no longer, but I just want to show you what it was that she sent me. So it started with this sweetest little, I would say card, but it's cards. So she started with this one that just says thank you on the side. And then it just said, thank you for being the amazing person you are. Remember, you're amazing and loved. Your friend Brandy. And then she sent me these little like punched cards. And this one says you are special. This one says you are loved. This one says you're amazing. You are strong. You are beautiful. You are everything good, which I just thought was amazing. And I appreciate it so, 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 so much. I'm going to try to turn, sorry if this is bouncing, guys. I was going to turn down the light a little bit so there wasn't a glare, because I want to show you the picture she sent. There we go. That's a little softer. Now it won't glare because she like covered them. So here's this one. Oops, right there. Which I just thought is beautiful. And she's very talented, so much so that she took a picture at a Keith Urban concert and put it on his fan site. And when he decided to do a calendar for charity, they reached out and asked if she'd be okay with them using her picture in the calendar. So this is a beautiful picture of a lion that she took. Just stunning. Oh, let me turn around this way so you can actually see it. Sorry, guys. It's just beautiful. So yeah, so these are all little things that I'm going to put up on my cork board that I made, very similar to this. This is what I'll be using just for when I do like macrame tutorials It's just a cork that's been covered in upholstery grade fabric. So yeah, so it started out with this cute little like silk bag, which is just so cute. It's like a zippered pouch with a button, which I love. That's so cute. And she sent me this beautiful tray, this agate tray, which will be perfect when I need better representation of what a color is, like this yellow. And this is one of the things that I'm talking about. I can show this to you on a large scale, but you can scale it down and use this as a pendant, which I'm going to do. This is actually for a very good friend of mine, Becky Foster. She is also on YouTube and has a channel. It's Keto Burrito or Keto Becky. I might be saying it wrong. It's Becky Foster. Look her up. She's an amazing jewelry designer. Sorry, Becky. So there was that. And then she sent me this bag, and they are rhodochrosite chip beads. And rhodochrosite is kind of, sorry guys, I had too much stuff. Rhodochrosite is kind of like rhodonite's rich relative, I guess. I don't know. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's beautiful. It's got gorgeous banding, and the detail in these chips are just amazing. And those will definitely get used because, like I said, it is one of my favorite stones. I love using it. So I'm really excited to have those. I've never seen like rhodochrosite chips that are of the quality that these are, to where like if I put it on with rhodochrosite beads, it wouldn't be out of place. Then she sent me a bunch of beautiful coral, you guys. Look at the orange of this coral. It's just so beautiful. And it's all drilled, like these are drilled, the sticks are drilled across the top. They're beautiful. I'm trying to find, because I didn't think this was drilled, but then I thought I found a hole. Oh yes, it's also drilled across the top from here to the other side. It's just gorgeous. I'm so excited to get to use it. She lives in South Carolina while I am, in landlocked Arizona in the desert where we don't get pretty things like that, but we have beautiful things here nonetheless. But yeah. And then, like I said, she sent me a bunch. These are just different coral little nuggets. And like this one blows my mind because it's like a little cup almost. They're just so pretty. And I'm very excited to get to use these. I love the organic, natural look to them. And then here's some more. And there's a couple of like big round beads right here that, I don't know, those might get turned into earrings. They're beautiful though. And the red is like the perfect red. It's not like, I don't know. It's like got a depth to it. It's not like bright cherry or like stop sign red or whatever else. And then the black in these Heishi beads, they're just stunning. I just love them. They're absolutely gorgeous. And let's see what else was in here. Oh, here was another bag. These are more like little tubes. They're just as beautiful. They're absolutely stunning. She sent me a couple of bead mixes, which is great. I'm always down for a good bead mix. This is like different tones of golds and whites and creams and clears with gold lining. This is some gold and blue. These are like 11-Os. And then she sent me this bag. I'm pretty sure these are 6-Os. I'm pretty sure they're too big to be 8-Os. Sorry, the bag is reflected. There we go. But I love these, and these are definitely going to be used. Believe you me. I mean, like, yeah. And then this bag, I was like, oh my gosh, these are great. They're like little shell chip beads. And I'm sitting there and I'm going through them and I'm going through them and I'm like, And then let's see if you can see. Let me see if I can zoom in. Do you see what got me excited? Do you see these little BWAB pearl sticks? Do you see these beauties? Oh my goodness. I could not believe that these were in the bag with these shells. I was blown away. At first glance, there's only like one or two that look to be drilled, but I just happened to get a new rotary tool that will come in quite handy to drill these. And then there's also some like mother of pearl in here. These shells, you guys, like, look at those. I want to hang them like this so that you can see or even the back with the beautiful coral. But I love the ridges in here. And I even thought, like, I don't know if they're big enough because you might have to use 15 but could you imagine putting like some little gold seed beads right in the ridges of these shells? Oh my gosh, it would be stunning. But the Biwa pearls, they are the hit of the show. They're just beautiful. And I cannot thank her enough for her generosity in sending those. They're just, I don't know, I'm going to have to make myself use them though. Those might be something like I want to just hoard and keep to myself. But if I'm going to do that, I should at least put them on a piece of jewelry and enjoy them that way, not just know that they're in a baggie in my beads. So, but yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff in there. It's absolutely gorgeous. She also sent me some sliced, I believe that this is all just banded agate. Oops, let me see if I turn it just like, there we go. But it's beautiful and it's drilled up here at the top. It's stunning. It happens to be my oldest son's like favorite color. So I love that. And then here's another one that's just stunning, you guys. Look at the banding and the color and the textures. I just love it. It's beautiful. And then here's another one. And there's like all this druzy and flowering all around the edge. They kind of smoothed it out and I almost wish they hadn't, but I will definitely use this because it is absolutely stunning. They all are. And I'm so excited to have them to be able to incorporate into designs. Like, I'm ecstatic. And then she sent me this baggie. And these are fire agate. And they're beautiful. And it just so happens that my husband had gotten me a strand of these like big nuggets. They're like almost an inch wide and almost an inch tall. They're just stunning and they go perfect. So these are definitely getting used in a design here very, very soon. And I'm so excited to have them. I kind of see it like being laid out like this, and then another nugget, another oval with some metal or maybe some smoky quartz, some faceted smoky quartz in between them just to kind of like spread it out a little bit. And let me tell you, if I find that the ring light above me is causing too much of a glare or is causing you to like see rings all the time, I have other lights that I can use. So, in fact, the ceiling fan light in here is on daylight bulb. So if need be. We can use that, or like I said, I have other lights. I'm new. I'm trying to get this setup going and trying to figure out what's going to work best. And like I said, I have not edited videos. I have a hard time. I have Durkheim's disease, and so it is very hard for me to learn new skills because my mental recall isn't as great. So if I ever just like stop in the middle of the sentence or whatever else, that's probably what it is. But oh, let me pop this off. I decided that I was going to redo this, so let me cut off the pendant so I can show you how I put it together. I kind of like that I brought you guys in a little bit closer, but I'm trying to make sure while I'm learning what's in frame, actually, in Rose's garden, her name is Rosanna Bradford, and she uses a square so that she knows exactly where the camera is so that she doesn't go off camera. So I can, that's like as low as I can bring it in with this lens. But again, I have other lenses. But I figure we're just going to try it, see how I do. And like I said, I will be just recording this as if I am live, and quite a few of my videos will be live. So we'll go through things. I'm going to do a live tomorrow, probably, I would guess like 11:30, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, we'll go there. But let's get started on this necklace that I'm so excited about. So if you saw the last video that I did on Campbell Creations YouTube channel, you got to see me unbox an order from Thunder Horse Descendants, and they're just these beautiful matte Amazonite beads, and they're gorgeous. And then these wood tubes I got from Allegory Gallery. I think that's what it's called. Sorry if I said it wrong, you guys. And they're beautiful. I will show you though that these do have some pretty big holes in the ends of them. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to make it so that these sit on the wire properly. I could just get some bead tubing and put it in there to get it to stay right. But I'm going to show you a little trick for those of you who don't have bead tubing. So I'm going to use this. I had some 19 strand. I had some 19 strand. Oh, here it is. 19 strand bead along gold wire. And then, I've got my cutters. I will have my nylon jaw pliers, my Xuron, my round nose pliers. You'll see that I have a whole eclectic supply of tools. I use multiple tools from multiple lines. I just get what works best for me. And so it might not be what's best for you. And I had to do a lot of trial and error. And so I've got a pretty good setup now. I'm still setting up my craft room, but once I get it up, you guys, I'm so excited to share it with you. I found some really good tools that I think are really going to work for me really well. So it's going to be exciting. But let's start. I'm going to move this over so that while I'm demonstrating the wire wrapping and how I did the focal, the camera isn't fighting to focus on something that I don't want it to. Okay, I have some little silver and metal triangle trays, but I do not see them. Okay, well, we'll just try to keep them out of your way. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start. I'm going to try to do this with 20 gauge wire. We're going to start with a knotted head pin. I typically do this with 22 gauge, but I wanted to make sure that the pendant it was strong because it's kind of a heavy pendant. So I just wanted to see if I can. So we're going to try it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why, but you're just going to take your wire and put it to where it's flush and you can't feel it at the end. And I have these Beadsmith uh, round nose pliers. And I love them because they have teeny tiny barrels at the tip, but unlike the Xuron ones, which are just barely smaller, these ones will bend over yourself if you're not using like 24 gauge or something like that. They'll cross over themselves when you try to do a really tight wrap with them on the heavier gauges of wire. Whereas these are sturdier, so they just work better. I still like my Xuron ones. I still use them when I use the little wires, but these are a good option when I don't. So I'm just going to wrap around there. We came all the way around once. We're going to come around a second time. And now that we're there, I'm going to kind of push these together. And I like to try to get, I hope you can see this. You see how I kind of tuck that end in a little bit so it's not sticking out? I find that helps me. It helps the wire make the knot nicer and it doesn't stick out and you don't have to worry about it scratching later on. But then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my my wire back on the back on my round nose pliers so that I can bend this up. I'm going to put it up inside my loop. This is where the nylon jaw pliers come in. And the only reason I said it may or may not work is this is a brand new set of brand new set of the jaws. Just got them replaced because they like to fall off. But and then you're just gonna grab the tip of your wire and you're just gonna pull it through. And if you're not getting as tight of a knot as you would like, sometimes just going in and kind of fussing with it a little bit. There we go. That pulled back in real nice. And you've got a nice little rosette on the top. And then what I like to do when I do this is I will just barely push it up because sometimes, especially with the 20 gauge wire, when you're having to pull it through, the wire will get a little bit misshapen. So then I just put my pliers right there and I just pull them through the jaws. And it straightens it right out and it's ready for you and it's good to go on. And you can put your pendant on. Okay, now another something that I like to do is I like to stack bead caps. So I love these little filigree bead caps. I really do. They're very pretty, but sometimes they don't just have enough heft. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this solid more of like a sun design bead cap underneath it. And what it will do is it bulks it up and it almost makes it look like a layered flower, which I really, really like. Oh, hold on. My laptop's not plugged in. Just a second. My camera doesn't die in the middle of the tutorial. Okay, so my knot is still sitting just a little bit off center. So I'm just going to try to fix that up a little bit, get it where it needs to be. And just pull my wire down. There we go. That's better. Okay, so we're going to put the sunburst looking bead cap on first. And then the larger filigree. And then we're going to put our pendant. Can you see why this was like this is, the ring light's going to bug me if it's not going to let me show you this beautiful stone without it putting a ring on it. That's annoying. So you see the beautiful colors in this? Black and gold Amazonite. Oh, I love it. Don't get me wrong. The icy blue perfect Amazonite I am obsessed with as well. But I really like black and gold Amazonite. It's one of my favorite. I think it's going to look really cool because we're going to have both matte and this isn't shiny shiny. It's just got a little bit of shine to it. But this knot is still, oh, there it is. It just needed to be turned a little bit. So then I'm just going to do the same thing on the top, except for go in reverse, obviously. I'll start with the filigree bead cap, and then I will put the sunburst bead cap on. And all it does is give it a layered floral look, which I really, really like. So it kind of reminds me of a dandelion. So then I'm going to come in here and we're just going to do a simple wrap loop at the top. I'm going to want the loop to go from front to back, not side to side. So I'm just going to put that there and fold it over. I'm going to grab my round nose pliers and I'm going to go up the barrel on these because they do start out so small. So you kind of got to go up a bit just to get a good, it's still not going to make a big loop, but I'm just going to put it on. I'm going to wrap it over and behind. And I can go over that slower next time, guys. Sorry. Sometimes I forget that there might be somebody watching that doesn't necessarily know how to do a wrap loop. So then I grab it with my bent chain nose pliers. I like to switch hands, and this is what I love these pliers for the most, and that is wrapping. I use these when I'm making links, when I'm doing wrapped loops, all of that. So I'm just going to pull this around and I'm going to go ahead and try to get 3 wraps all the way around. Looks like we got it. Kind of straighten up my loop a little bit. Push that wire in a little bit so it holds steadier. Let me see if I can get this to go around like one more time, just a little bit more. There's a little bit of a gap right there in between the wire and the bead cap. And so that's what's allowing this to like move. So I'm just going to try to get it to go around just a little bit more. Again, I'm just going to switch hands, come in here with my needle nose pliers. And I'm just going to try to pull the wire until that gap has been covered and filled in. So now, there we go. Now, once we get this into place, it's not twisting around like it was. So much happier with that. And then I'm just going to go in with my flush cutters and I'm going to get just as close as I can. And I'm going to snip it off. Make sure that there's nothing to tuck in. Doesn't look like there is. Got a good cut there. Kind of make sure I don't need to straighten anything up. My knot on the bottom looks good. Everything's good to go. I will probably use this as the front of the piece just because I like the way this knot looks better than on the other side. So that's what we will do. Then let me move these. And then I'm going to show you just how easy this is going to be. It's literally, I'm going to be using some itty bitty little 4mm 18 karat gold plated floral 5-petal floral bead caps. I believe those are 5-petal anyway. One, maybe they're 6. Oh, they are 6. Sorry, 6. That makes a difference because some listings will say 5, some will say 6. And then I'm going to use some, these are not the ones I want to use. These are 4mm and I want 2.5mm. Hold on. I pulled out the wrong ones, it looks like. 2mm. Where did they go? I had the specific size out. Hold on just a second. Let me see if I can't find them real quick. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. They were the right ones. What ended up happening is that the cap for the bead caps got put on my spacer balls. So these are 2.5 millimeter, just really simple gold spacer balls that I'm just going to use. But I think you're going to like what I do with them when it comes to these wood beads. But we're going to keep things very, very simple. I know a lot of people use bead bugs and things like that for the ends of their wire. I already had a bunch of these little like sewing clips. Sorry. From when I used to sew a lot, like hundreds of them. So I use these and I like them a lot. They keep your beads where they need to be. So obviously we're going to want to start with one of the little gold ball spacers on either side of where our pendant is going to hang. If I can get it. There we go. And I'm going to put one of those on either side. That way they can snuggle up to where the loop is and keep the wire from sitting directly on the beading wire. So we're just going to start really easy and simple. And then I'm just going to do a bead cap. I'm sorry, this is a cork board under here, so I don't know if these are going to pick up as easy as they normally would for other things. You know what? I believe I have some 4mm Amazonite from the same order that are also matte. I do indeed. Okay, I'm going to grab some of these out too, because I think that I would like to alternate between the 4mm and the 8mm, as these are more of the like blue tones that people are used to when they think of Amazonite. And this strand was like, what was it, $5? Not quite sure how long it is. I think it's like 8 or 10. But I'm going to pull some of those off. That way, when I'm right down here next to the, I'm going to pick some of the lightest ones off the strand just so that I want to keep it very similar. No, you can go on there. It's okay. You can do it. See, I like that better. And then so when I transition up to the 8, you're not going from 2.5mm to 8mm, which is quite a big like jump as far as size goes. Plus, I think it will help and add a little bit of dimension if I can put my bead caps on facing the right way the second time. We'll get it though. It's all right. Okay. And then I'm going to put a ball spacer on and then a wood bead and another one of the ball spacers. And then I'm going to show you what I meant about how these, do you see how they just sit right inside the hole of the wooden bead? Almost like they're just tucked down inside. I really like the way that looks. So that will help us keep the wooden beads where we want them to be. And then this time I'm going to get one with a little bit more personality, as I like to say. People call them inclusions. I like to call them personality. I love all of the like natural striations and everything else that comes with gemstones. Are there times I want them to just be like, okay, do we want to do that? Or should we maybe go 4-8-4? No, we want to do that. That's pretty. I will just use the kiss method. I don't say it the way most people know it. I say keep it simple, sweetie. Because the other way that saying is known for is just rude. So, and I try to be really good about negative self-talk, because guys, it's quite literally a state of mind, and we are the only ones that have control over what we say to ourselves. So I'm gonna go down to a 4 this time. I forgot. So I just try to make sure that what I'm saying to myself are things that I would say to others if they were in the same situation. So if we can't be as kind to ourselves as we are to others, then that's sad. So but there we go. Trying to think. I don't know about that. I feel like that's a little too little, but maybe if we did the 8, that's 2 of them. Oh, they like each other a lot. Okay, you two can play over there by yourselves while I try to fix this. Let me see what I think about this. And if I don't like the way the 4s look, except for at the very beginning, and then maybe at the end when we're putting on chain if needed, that's okay. We got to be willing to like pivot. I had this all like thought out and then just added the 4s to it because I wasn't quite sure about how it was sitting. I didn't like the wood right up against the center, and I didn't like the 8 right up against it. So I think this is a good like solution, but let's see how this looks if we just maybe if we just put a 4 in between 2 of the 8 millimeters and then go back to the wood. We'll see. Like I said, if it doesn't work, they're just beads. Nothing's set in stone quite yet. Other than the gemstones, of course. Let's see. I feel like if it was a 6 millimeter, I would like it so much more. So I'm going to try one more thing. And then, like I said, if we just go back to the original design that only has the 8 millimeters, then that's what we'll do. But I also happen to have some matte coin beads that are also 8 millimeter, but they're flatter. So they may have a different look. We can always try it and see what we think. I'm not going to lie. I might do a second strand that is just the coin beads and the 8 millimeter beads as a second strand, which I had no intention of doing. So I'm going to keep this bottom strand exactly the way that I had it planned before I started recording, which was just alternating between the wood with the ball spacers and bead caps. So I'm going to go back to that but I think I might add a second strand to this, you guys, if the video is not taking too long. Because I don't want to keep you guys wrapped up. I know I did a little like unboxing, and then I also did or a little like friend mail and introduced myself and things like that at the beginning of the video. So let's see if we can't knock this out. And then, like I said, if it's too long or whatever else, I am going to go live tomorrow. So if need be, if I'm like really set on doing, if the second strand just looks that good, but we're getting into being about an hour out, then I will finish it and show it to you in that video so that you can see what it looks like. And I'm not going to be real picky about like trying to find matching beads on one side or the other. I'm going to try to stay in the same color family, obviously, because there's a lot of variation in these beads. But at the same time, I want it to be organic. I don't think it has to be like matchy. If I was like short on beads and wanted to make sure that I had similar colors, I would like break them out, but I'm okay. I got two. Why do I keep trying to pick up these double bead caps? Go over there. Because you're messing me up every time I go to grab for it. Let's see. Ooh, I like this one. Look at the beautiful swirls. Very much like the pendant itself. Just stunning. That's what I mean. It doesn't have, yes, sometimes doing all the fancy stuff and crazy techniques and whatever else are fun. But sometimes we can just let the beads be the beads and leave them and let them shine. And I like simple elegance, and I feel like this is a necklace that could be worn with, you know, jeans and a t-shirt or something like that. Here, let's see if we can find a couple of like darker ones. Oh, here we go. All right, so I do have some like that. So that's what I mean. If it's one that I don't see a lot of, then I will like pull one out and put it to the side just to make sure that I have one to go on the other side of the necklace that's in a similar pattern. I just wanted to make sure that that wasn't a one-off kind of bead. So, ooh, you know what else would be pretty? Maybe I'll just do earrings. If we did a coin bead and then a round bead underneath it, that could be a really cute, really simple, easy pair of earrings. So I think I'm good on this side, and I will be bringing in some chain if I need some more length, which I think I will need just a little bit, but not much. But that's okay because I personally prefer to have a little bit of chain up around the back of the neck. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end this. I'm just trying to decide if I want to end it with the 4mm before it goes to the chain or just go ahead and keep it an 8mm. Let's see here. Let's do a frosty blue one up top, closer to the face. Yeah, I like the 8mm one. We're good. Okay. So we'll put our bead cap on here, and then we'll take our little clip and we'll put it on the other side. And then we'll kind of drop those down a little bit so we've got space to bead up our other side. And we're just going to start with that little 4mm after we put a bead cap on. And then we'll just continue ramming it up. So I've tried to give you guys a pretty good idea of what I think this channel could be. And I'm still going to be working with Amy. Please don't think that, like something happened or whatever else, because that's not the case. I just um, had some more ideas of things that, and you guys had asked for tutorials of things that weren't really within the other things that we were doing within that group, really. Not that it couldn't do that, but also like this time of month is a very busy month when it comes to tutorials and unboxings and whatever else. And so trying to fit in the videos that you guys were asking to be made and still try to keep up all the unboxing and tutorials that Amy needs to do for her beadbox subscriptions and stuff. And we didn't want there to be like competing videos on the same day, or for you guys to miss a video because we put out 2 in one day or whatever else. And so I just figured that this is a good way. Like I said, I'm not going to be doing just jewelry. It's going to be macrame, maybe a little crochet. You never know. Maybe. But if there are any, like, I want to play with resin. Luckily, I happen to live in Arizona, so I'm a lucky duck like that. So I can try and decide if that's too much black. I can use the sun outside. It's a benefit of that heat that we get every summer. There we go. So it's nice when we find a benefit to it. That's for sure. Like when I also, if I paint, it's nice. You can put it outside. It dries pretty quickly here in Arizona. So, okay, blue. And then we did kind of a swirly, yellowy sandal. There we go. There's a similar one. See? They don't have to be twins, just sisters. So, oh, I forgot my bead cap. I might need a few more of those, it looks like. But yeah, so if there's anything that you guys are like, oh my gosh, I'd love to see XYZ, please feel free to put it in the comments below, or you can reach out to me directly. My email is the same as the channel name, just Titi's Trinkets and Treasures, except for obviously it's not the and symbol. You have to type out and. But it's just Titi's Trinkets and Treasures. That name came about because all my nieces and nephews call me Titi. So it just, I love making them stuff. I love making stuff with them. The color choices and combinations that they use always like inspire me so much. So I love to go and bead with them because, they'll pattern and they'll put together like those little vinyl beads in these like non-patterned patterns. And I can stare at those little, or not vinyl. Are they vinyl? They're either vinyl or polymer clay. I don't know. Those are the same thing or not. I don't think so. But anyways, I can stare at those forever and I have no idea how to use them and whatever else. And we go over there and they just start picking them up and plopping them on. And I'm like, how did you just do that? I don't understand. That was so easy. How did you just put them on? And they looks beautiful. And so again, it reminds me not everything has to be hard. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be, the same exact like bead or whatever else. You can mix things up and just have fun with it. That's what this is for, right? This is supposed to be like our release time. Okay, here we go. I got that side all finished. Let me grab my ruler and see where I am as far as length goes. Okay. So, as it stands right now, it's right about at 20 inches. So, I'm not going to put a lot of chain on. Let me see something though, real quick. Let's see. Yeah, that's a little bit tight for me. It would be cute, but that's a little tight for me. So I think if I just put even like 2 inches of chain on either side and then put the clasp on, I think it's going to be perfect. And I have this beautiful 18 karat gold filled chain, and I love it. It was a girl, you're doing good, treat yourself kind of situation with this chain, because it's not, it's not cheap. So this is for those special projects that are just for me. I should see if these are soldered or not, because if they're not, I don't have to cut them and waste. Oop, they might not be. Do you know how happy that will make me? I will be able to save links. Let's see, where was I at? Nope, I need to go at least up one more. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think these things are soldered, which will make me very happy. Because that means, look at that, you guys. Actually, I'm taking the other side off. So then we can just close this right back up. It can also act like a little bit of an extender or shortener chain. So say I get it on one day and one day I want it to be a little bit tighter than another day, I can just put that in a little bit closer. Trying to figure out what I was going to do. Oh, I was going to grab wire so that I'll just see how many links there are. It's okay. It's not that many. It's only about 2 inches worth. So that won't be hard to figure out. So yeah. So this is the one I need to open. What side is open? Is it this side? I think it's this side. Let me see if that's the right length. Nope, I think I need to add this one back onto it, and then they'll be the same, but I'll check just to be sure. Yep, that's it. So pretty. So excited. You know what? I'm not sure I have a clasp right here. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. I will get better about these things. Okay, so I have little ones, and then I have the big ones. Sadly, I cannot find the in between. So what I want to check real quick is A, yes, it functions. B, will the big one? Yep. Okay, it does kind of twist it a little bit though. I guess they will only need that if they want to make it shorter. So I think we're going to be okay. And then I've already got my crimps out. So we're just going to put the crimp on. And then we're going to grab the chain. And then we'll go right back into the crimp, pull it up close. And then I will grab my magical crimpers right here. And I'm just going to put it right in the divot there perfectly, squeeze, and then go at like 4, 6, 9, 12. And then I typically check it at that point. And there we go. I have a nice little gold ball. So let me see if it's the bead cap that may not go over the wire. Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and snip that right at the crimp, which isn't a problem. I only ever put it through like that very last bead for 2 reasons. One, it's not necessary. And 2, oh my goodness, really, Heather? I just completely lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. One, it's not necessary. And that's all we need to know. I don't know what else I was going to say, but it's all right. Okay, so then we're just going to go ahead and we're going to put the crimp on the other side. And then we will grab our chain, go through the crimp again. And then we're just going to pull the crimp down and the chain down until it's where we want. Now, obviously, we don't want this so tight that it has no movement. At the same time, though, I do want the gold balls to stay pretty seated within the wood bead. So I'm not going to do it to where it's like not able to flow or bend or whatever. But I'm going to be a little bit more cognizant of the space and the tightness that I do this in. And then I'm just going to put the crimp right in the little divot. And I'm going to squeeze, turn, squeeze, turn, squeeze. And just turn and squeeze at different angles until I have formed a little ball. And I'm not quite there just yet. I think maybe one more. There we go. Make sure it's, oh goodness. That was where the chain was open. That chain didn't get closed very well right there. I can fix that. Not a problem. So we'll just get that back on there. Which side is open a little bit? This side is. It was just barely opened. See, now I just got to try to get it back. There we go. And then my chain nose pliers. And we'll turn it, and we're going to make sure that this is like so close it has to click into place. And then that way we'll know that there's no little gap there. There we go. Much better. And then we will cut off the excess soft flex or beadalon, sorry. I save all of my scraps like this. Sometimes you need to put a little bit of extra wire, but also I found a way to make really cute little beaded links using leftover wire, and you only need 2 inches per link. So I save all of mine for that. That's something I could show you guys how I do it. But yeah, while I'm down here, I want to go make sure that the link at the point of connection over here is also closed really, really well. Yeah, that's not moving. Okay, and then we just need to grab some jump rings. And I think I was going to use some 3mm because we don't need extra length or anything like that out of it. So we're just attaching. Oh, but I do need to. So on the other side, though, I'm going to grab out one of my 6mm gold-plated jump rings. And these are a little bit thicker gauge, too, which is good since that'll be how it's clasped and kept on. So we will just take this little jump ring. And the first thing I like to do whenever I use a jump ring is to get it to where it's closed. I do that before I hang it on to any other thing. That way I can just open, put it where I need it to be, add on. Oh, and you guys, I love these lobster clasps that I found. Oops, sorry. Because you see they have a double ring. So it's not just one little loop. It's like wrapped twice, just like the knot on the knotted head pin. Same thing, which I love. I love that it's like that. And then I'm just going to make sure I get that closed up real good because I already set it. It's easy to do. And then I will take the larger jump ring on the other side, open it, attach it to the chain, and we're finished. And we have a beautiful necklace. I'm not still sure that I'm not going to add a second row with like just the little beads, or just alternating between the between the 4mm and the coin beads, or if I'm just going to make a piece of earrings. But we've already been together for a little bit over an hour tonight, and so I want to let you guys get back to it. Please like the video, subscribe it, share it. I would love to have you guys come and join me more often. I will be live tomorrow with my very first macrame that could also be used as a jewelry project. So have a great night, everybody. Again, this is Heather with Titi's Trinkets and Treasures, and I appreciate you spending time with me. Have a good night.